Roses are red, the sun is so hot, Texas man is allegedly so drunk cops have to hold his head up for his mugshot, and welcome to the Grizzly ENT YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be reviewing A Beautiful Place to Drown, which is the 10th studio album from Canadian rock band Silverstein. Silverstein has been a staple in the emo rock genre for 20 years at this point, and I haven't really listened to much Silverstein, as I only listened to a few songs when they were on tour with August Burns Red, but I decided not to go, so I don't really know much about them, except they did a Pop Goes Punk cover of Kanye West's Runaway. So without any further ado, does this album make me cry? Does it slap? Do snails have 5 assholes? Stay tuned to find out. We start out with a very energetic track that has a lot of references to their older albums, which I've never really been a fan of. The song does provide a more high energy melody and give the album a great sense of what to expect. The song also features Aaron Marshall, who is also known as the sole member of Canadian progressive rock band Intervals, and instead of providing vocals on here, he delivers a great solo to lead the song to the end for one last chorus. And as I said, I never really listened to much Silverstein, but this is giving me a little bit more insight into what they were made of. We have track number 2 with the second feature on the album, which I don't mind as well, considering it's Caleb Shomo of Beartooth, and Beartooth is actually one of my favorite bands, and apparently they were all in a supergroup called Silvertooth. I was also surprised to see that this song was on here, as it was released back in June when the band announced that they were signed to Unified Music Group. And Shane Told said that the sound would go great with Caleb's vocals, and I completely agree. This is the type of sound that I would hear from Beartooth's Disgusting album, and maybe that could be a criticism about it, because at times it does sound a little bit too much like a Beartooth song, but I believe that the song is still pretty solid, especially the breakdown and the instrumentals during the chorus are some of my favorite things about it. And I think that if Caleb wasn't on this song, I don't think I would have listened to it, not even because I'm a fan of Beartooth, I just don't think this song has enough substance on its own. Now, this is not an insult to the song because I actually think it's great, but I feel like this is what Father of All should have been. Energetic and solid tracks that provide great sound to listen to. And that aside, this is a solid track. It starts out using some lyrics that I think would be a great emo sound, and that's kind of where Silverstein falls in the music genres. The highlight of the song for me is for the instrumentals during the chorus, as it kind of goes in and out with the guitars almost in a progressive rock way, and I think this is a good sound for Silverstein. Track number 4, and this is the third feature on the album, as Aaron Gillespie, who is the lead singer of Christian hardcore band Underoath, and I like Underoath, but honestly, I don't think a feature was needed on this song. Aaron only sings on here for about 10 seconds and doesn't appear again. I'm pretty sure that if you didn't know he was on here, you wouldn't even know it was a feature, because in my opinion, Aaron and Shane kind of sound alike. And honestly, I think that this track could have been a little bit better if they utilized the guitars a little bit more in the sense of creating separate melodies, and maybe using Aaron's vocals a little bit more than just providing star power to the album, because the album already has enough star power on its own to be delivered as a solid track. This song, I don't really have a lot to say about it. It just doesn't really catch my eye besides the chorus, where they do a different type of singing where they sing like this and other shit. I don't know what this is. This has so much going on and nothing going on at the same time. There are so many different sounds on here that it switches from stereotypical melodic rap to a keyboard ballad to an alternative sound, and they just don't mix at all. There are a lot of examples of music and bands that have mixed several genres together, and it's great. Dancing Have a Dance with their post-hardcore / math rock is one of their signature sounds. A Day to Remember with their pop punk and metalcore sound is what made them famous in the first place. But I feel like Silverstein didn't have any kind of direction on this song, and in my opinion, it's the worst on the album. I will be honest, I thought the song was going to be trash. I didn't think that Silverstein could utilize a rapper in their song to make it good, but honestly, it's one of my favorite songs on the album. Princess Nokia is actually a rapper, and she's actually a very big fan of Silverstein. This song kind of has a male-female perspective, and they thought it, quote, would be cooler having someone doing more of a talking thing on here, and they brought Nokia for it. The chorus is great and kind of gives me a lighter version of Stick to Your Guns, and something else is that Nokia is a rapper, but I feel like she could be a solid frontwoman for a rock band. Maybe go in a poppy perspective. Considering Nokia's last album was more emo rap, she could move towards doing pop punk, and also the dirty vocals by Shane after her verse are great. The song is very well produced, and the song is a great listen. Now I figured out I don't want any. Meh, don't really got much to say once again. These songs on here were very similar and don't really give me enough content to discuss it, that's why I put those together. This is one of those tracks that I would say is dated? Like, it probably is one of the most emo tracks I've ever heard. It's got the slower tempo, check. Acoustic guitar, check. High vocals in the chorus, check. Screaming vocals to express how broken the individual is, check. Looks like we have an emo bingo, ladies and gentlemen, but honestly, this song isn't bad. It legitimately is one of the definitions of emo music in general.
I know who I was, but that's not me, and let's not pretend you.
This song is pretty well executed as well. The instrumentals are pretty good and provide different types of sounds throughout, but the vocals and the way that they sing sounds pretty much the same and don't really have a distinct difference in style besides the instrumentals, and it's pretty solid, but like I said, not much change.
I wanted something new, but nothing is changing.
Holy shit, we are in for a sad emo treat, my dudes. This song has such a mid-2000s emo feel to it, and it's amazing. Simply because of the fact that these two bands, or more like Silverstein and Pierre, came together to make a song. Shane does a great job carrying out the track and using an early type sound, if that makes sense. Like, the track just seems like an older song, but it still succumbs to the modern sound, which is great. And Pierre from Simple Plan also makes the song great during his part, especially as the album closes off and they sing together. I believe that they harmonize very well together, and they end this album on a high note. Okay, and that was A Beautiful Place to Drown by Silverstein. As you know, we have a 4-subject 10-point grading system on this channel for reviews. Performance, which is the lyrical ability and how the vocals sound. This is going to get a 4 out of 10. They were not bad at all. It's just that some of the songs have the same type of vocals and don't really progress or have any kind of shifting. It just has a basic format, but Shane does a great job with his vocals, and his screams are pretty decent as well. His harmonies are probably best part with Caleb Shomo and Pierre Bouvier. Instrumentals, which are how good the instrumentals are. The instrumentals are going to get a 5 out of 10. The instrumentals have a lot of different sounds, and they have varied sounds all throughout. But like I said, some of them have the same type of style and don't really have a personality to them. A lot of the songs on here kind of do have different sounds that I enjoy, especially the few breakdowns, and especially the kind of slower type sound from Silverstein. But All On Me is just bad. That's why it's a lot lower than what I would have rated it. Arrangement, which is the flow in the album as an entirety. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 10. Same structure for the instrumentals, but the songs do mix together great and they don't throw off the flow at all, besides All On Me. But like I said, they have the same generic type sounds, and I'm pretty sure if I played the beginning of all the tracks back to back, it wouldn't be different at all. Enjoyment, which is how much I personally enjoyed this album. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. I'm very mixed on the album. Some of the songs I enjoyed, some I didn't. And my overall enjoyment is just meh. Like, I can't really say there is an outstanding track on this album or a disappointing track. I don't really have any kind of strong opinions about it. Adding up all those points, we are going to get a 16 out of 40, and that will simplify up to a solid 4 out of 10. So that is going to get the yellow color for the rankings board, right above Lil Uzi Vert and right below Lorna Shore. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Silverstein, and I hope you guys will watch my new Wednesday Night Warfare series. I currently have 3 more episodes recorded and ready to go up, and I plan to release that show bi-weekly, simply because it gives me a little bit more time to work on it, and that will eventually slow down because of pay-per-views and my work and stuff like that. And but for now, you're welcome. And by the way, follow me on Twitter to keep up with all my Groom Teams shenanigans and production updates. And next week we have a lot in store, as I plan to do Stitched Apart. Like I said, I hope all of you beautiful people enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all later.